I have been trying to find the video for this particular topic, or the audio at least, for this particular story I'm about to talk to you about, because I could not find it anywhere. I had someone tag me in the post, but when it was linked to the TikTok account, it said that the video was no longer available. Then I found what I thought was the video itself, and it didn't even play the whole video. So thank God, Seiji Hito did a story about this, and he was able to retrieve the entire audio. So what you're about to hear is like extreme levels of Karenism that I have ever seen in my life, and it is so petty, and let's be real here, racist as hell when you get down to its core. So to give you a little overview of what you're about to hear, you have this black mother who was going to her to the school to go and get her kids, but because she did not say hi to the woman or acknowledge her, who I guess runs the school, she decides to go and be such an extracurricular activity for no reason. And this is the picture right here of the Karen that literally gave this black mother so much grief, all because she didn't say hi to her. But I'm going to play the audio so you can hear for yourself.
Hi, good morning. I was calling to see if I could be added to Class Dojo. Somehow my access was revoked.
Who is this?
Jasmine Cooley.
Oh, okay. You're the one that doesn't talk to me, right?
What do you mean?
The other day in the lobby, or the other week in the lobby, when you wouldn't even look at me or talk to me?
So you revoked my access because I didn't talk to you?
Yeah, I did actually.
Okay, well, I need access to my children. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, hold on one second, please. Yeah? Well, yeah, I mean, people usually talk to me when they're at my school and in my lobby, and I didn't understand why you didn't.
Why do I need to speak to you in order to come pick up my children? I literally signed the paper and I picked up my children. You stopped talking to my children. How do you feel like this is personal by taking...
Now you're all talking, huh?
How do you feel like this is personal by revoking my access to the children at school?
Well, first of all, this is a private school, and I own it. So I can do whatever I want. And when somebody comes into my school and is rude to me, I take that personally, because I have a really nice school here. I have really nice parents that come here, and it's a really nice atmosphere. And for somebody to just be a foot away from me when I say, hi, how are you? And they won't even look at me or talk to me just kind of boggles my mind.
Excuse me, I walk in there every day and say hello to you. That one day that I didn't say anything to you and you stood in front of me, waved your hand in my face, you got in my face.
Oh, I did not. I did not.
Yes, you did. It's okay because I have it on camera, and I'm also recording this conversation. All right, so y'all hear that phone call, right? Y'all hear the I don't know, like the sound in her voice of like.
Let me pause it right quick. This is the mother that's actually speaking right now. The one, what you first heard was the conversation with this woman on the phone. Now the conversation is done, and now you're hearing the mother speak to basically to the audience, to us, about what happened with, or what transpired with that phone call.
Like, oh, I can control you, and I'm gonna do so because I'm the owner. You know, like, well, if you don't be cordial to me, then I'm not gonna give you access to your children. Come on now, talking about it's a bonus that we do. So, what are you doing? Like, come on, y'all. I can't make this up. I don't even be having real interactions with these people for them to be treating me like this, for them to not like me, for them to have all this animosity towards me. But you do. Why are you mad? Why are you mad? How much are you getting paid? What is going on? That's just my biggest question, is what is going on?
Okay, so that's the entire thing right there. And again, shout out to Seiji for having the ability to get this entire audio, because for some reason, I don't know where you can find the whole thing on the internet. And it's like, it's slowly making its rounds. As a matter of fact, I got this picture of the Karen, of the owner of this school, off of Yahoo News. in the later down in the article, because it was linked to the actual Twitter account of the person who posted this and helped the story kind of, I guess you could say, get out there. So y'all heard that entire exchange right there. And this is the owner of the school. This is the person that the mother, the black mother that you just heard from at the end and over the phone, was talking to. She would not let this woman get access to her kids, all because she didn't acknowledge her or say hi to her when she came into the school. I didn't know that was a requirement. Maybe all she was concerned about was getting to her kids. And the woman, it's not like she's a complete stranger, because I'm assuming the kids have been at this school for a while. So I'm sure they have seen her day in and day out come and get her kids. So they know who she is, and she has to identify herself, because they're not just going to release the kids to anybody. She had to sign a paper saying this is who she is, and it lines all up. Even if she had to, like, say, show ID. I don't know how it works at a private school. Maybe someone down in the comment section can let me know how that works. But I think what got me was the fact that this chick right here literally gaslit. I almost stopped the recording. I didn't want to stop it, but I almost stopped it at the part where she gaslit her when she was saying, "Oh, so now you want to talk to me?" She straight gaslit this mother right there. I can tell the mother was so frustrated. She probably wished she could have jumped through that phone and cyber slapped her ass for saying that. Cause it's like this attitude. Oh, now you want to talk to me now? Oh, that's literally how her tone was. Basically saying, oh, you didn't want to talk to me before, but now you want to talk to me when it comes to your kids. Well, yeah, because it's almost like you're trying to hold her kids hostage just because she didn't say hi to you. And that is the entitlement. That is the utmost entitlement that many PC people have, both the men and the women. I don't know who's worse when it comes to that, as if whenever we come into a setting, we just have to acknowledge their presence. And if we don't, then, it's off with our heads. And you know what's so crazy? Plot twist, spoiler alert. They do that with each other. I'm going to say it loudly. They do that kind of crap with each other, quiet as it's kept. Of course, we know they're going to do it with us, but they do that with each other as well. And not just each other, but other people as well. Remember, I did a video, and even though this is a little bit off topic, about that Somalian woman who was in a restaurant with her family and friends speaking another language, and because that's just them. And you had that PC woman got so upset because she was speaking another language, she came over and smacked that and threw her mug at her because she felt so offended that she was speaking another language. I'm like, if you don't mind your business, and that's the thing, that's another thing they don't know how to do, is mind their business. They got to stick their nose in everybody else's affairs and don't be trying to worry about what they got going on over there. But the entitlement of this woman, because she said, notice she kept saying, this is my school and I can do what I want. She said that. Y'all heard it. This is my school and I can do what I want. And I'm almost certain that's not in her guidelines. So they need to examine that as much as they thoroughly can to see if she can actually do what she's doing. I don't think there's a prerequisite or some guideline that says, if you don't speak to me when you come into my school, I'm not going to relinquish your children to you. Who does that? Like, really, who does that? This person that you see on your screen. But they found out her location. Well, maybe not her location per se, but they know where the school is. And they have a name, as you can see right here. Her name is Nancy G. Sure. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. Owner at Rock Springs Academy Preschool. And there's the contact information. And of course, it's Florida. Of course, it's Florida. I've never heard of this part of Florida. Apopka, Florida? Never heard of it. But anyway, that's the location, 226 North Rock Springs Road, Apopka, Florida, 32712. And the number is 407-880-5888. And that is the email, rsapreschool@aol.com. But yeah, the divine nerve that this woman had towards this mother because she wouldn't say hi to her or something like that. And then, the mother said something about how she had her hand all up in her face and how she was all in her face. That's another thing PC people love to be doing. They love to be all in your face. I'm like, back up. Like, what? Excuse me. Like, why are you so close to me? Back the hell up, please. But if I was that mother, I would get my kids out of that school ASAP. Like, don't wait another day. Get them up out of there and try to see if you can get them enrolled into another school, because that absolutely would not fly. Or see if you can try to get them homeschooled, but then they're going to try to throw a loophole in that. Do y'all remember it was a story that came out of New York a few years ago where this black mother was homeschooling her children? Everything was going good. Then all of a sudden she get a knock on the door, and there's some people going to try to take her kids away from her because allegedly she was not, I think it was something along the lines of them saying that she wasn't properly teaching her kids. And they tried to get her up on some charges of her not getting her children a proper education or some BS. They said it was some kind of a loophole that they found. It wasn't no loophole. It was something they made up. It's the fact that they didn't want her homeschooling her children. They wanted her children inside of that school. And I'm almost certain by what they were doing, it was probably some kind of indoctrination process that they were doing that the mother wasn't allowing the school to do. And they probably felt like, oh, you're taking away from what we're trying to do with them, and you're ruining our process. So we're going to ruin your process. So a lot of people got to be careful too. Not saying that homeschooling is a bad thing, because homeschooling is a very good thing, but there are some nightmares about homeschooling that they don't tell you about. Like, ask some people who homeschool their kids some of the struggles they got to go through. And I'm not talking about anything behavioral or anything like that, because this is your kid at the end of the day. But talk about what you have to go through when it regards the state and the city and the county, and what they are allowing you to homeschool, and the hoops and hurdles that you got to go through when it comes to homeschooling your children, especially when you're homeschooling black children. That's all I have to say. Just be very careful about what it is, like how that really goes when it comes to homeschooling your kids, because you just never know. And then I heard that when it comes to some of them private schools, my goodness, them private schools are expensive. They cost a lot of money, and they be putting a lot of the people there through hell, as you can see with this situation right here. That mother should not have had to go through any of that at the expense of this haggard looking heifer that you see on your screen. But I can't wait to see what y'all have to say about this down in the comments. And also, let me know if you homeschool your kids or have homeschooled your children if they're grown now, and how was it smooth sailing for you, or did you have to go through a hassle and hoops and hurdles as well? And also let me know if you ever had your child, or if you was enrolled into private school, and what the hoops and hurdles, besides the very high expensive cost to send your child to that school, did they have to go through something like this? Hopefully they didn't, because I never heard of anything like this before. But did they have to go through anything in a very negative way, say with the administration of that school, much like this mother did with this bitch that you see on the screen?